Marketbuzz.
We are live.
We are live. Let's just double check. Yeah, we're live. That's awesome. Sorry about that, everybody. Man. All right. So I just sent you. That's the YouTube link for it, guys. My bad.
Okay.
That kind of sucks. Yeah. But. All right.
Let's put it back in here. And on eToro as well.
All right. So are we live or are we not live? All right. We should be live.
Can we see view?
Just waiting for Akim, and we're sending the link to our followers.
Nice.
All right. So we should be live. Ah, man. We have 4 people watching. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I pressed the wrong button, but it should say, do you want to end the live stream? You know what I mean? Like I just click stop and it just automatically stops. So that's on me, man. Oh, but we're live.
Okay.
Akeem should be good. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So where were we? So I was explaining my thing. Yeah. Oh man. Let's wait for. Should we wait for Akim or? Okay,
Yeah,
Akim is back.
listen.
So Akim, we're live. We're live. We should be live. You know? But yeah, man. So sad. So sad, so sad, so sad. But okay. So pretty much like what I see is that short term is very what happened, Akim?
We don't hear you.
Oh, I cannot hear him.
No.
Technical difficulties. This is the first.
Probably a good thing.
Market is pumping though, which is good news, you know? So not really sure why. Maybe he has to rejoin again and then. Yeah, but super weird. Super weird. Like, yeah. Riverside is good. It makes it easy, but it also complicates things. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. I think, how's my microphone this time around too?
I mean, it seems to be okay to
It's
me.
the original sound. Maybe you should change it again.
It's a lot louder than everybody else. So.
Yeah.
All right. So that should be better.
Hey Kim, can you say something?
I cannot hear Kim. Oh
Nope.
no. Let me have a
No.
look at something. So the problem is yeah. Can you of course. Yeah. It's weird because it's like I think it's not picking up the right mic for you, Kim.
No, it's not.
Yeah, now. It's beautiful.
Oh, we
Let's
can
go.
hear you now. Nice.
Yes.
We can hear you. Okay, good.
Okay.
So we should be now.
Okay,
we
thanks,
should be
Nestor.
live. Sorry, everybody. This is on me. You know. Okay. So that's sort of okay. Just going back to where we were, right? So it's like I think that right now we are priced in for perfection, and unless Trump gets us back towards that trail, we could see some short-term like volatility is going to be here for sure, but we're definitely gonna see some major impacts if he decides to stay with this, because we're gonna get a reallocation. So I agree with Akim in this, that you have to be paying attention to individual companies and find the winners. Who's going to be the winner out of this? Who actually benefits from this, right? Local manufacturing in the United States, if the tariffs continue, because they can actually increase. If they can increase their production, they'll be able to take advantage of the price rises in the short term. You know, the big question again goes down to which companies are going to get hurt and which earnings are going to get hurt in the next earnings seasons coming up. because I don't think we've priced in the futures outlook. It's still very optimistic, in my opinion. If we are really to see this reshuffling, at least for the next quarter or 2 quarters. So something to pay attention to. Something to pay attention to as well.
It's the same in crypto. The same is valid in crypto. If you're investing long term in crypto, you have to really pick. You have to really pick the projects that, there's a proper team behind, a proper use case, and
Yeah.
so
It's not buy a stock and make money in the markets. This has created a realization in the markets that is now the true investors are going to be shown, and it's like, okay, which companies are you buying for the long term? How are you positioning? How are you making changes if you are? So pivoting from this, right? I don't know if you guys want to add anything else, but I want to go into the next segment, which is like, what are you doing with your portfolios, and what companies are you paying attention to? What companies are you staying away from? So whoever wants to take that question first.
About the individual stocks, like
No, well,
my
actions, right?
favorite
Your
or
portfolio actions. What are you looking for? What's on your watch list? Because this was a really good opportunity. Like, sometimes I put in really weird buy orders just in case crazy happens, and crazy happened. So opportunities, like, for example, like Nvidia hitting 90. I don't think AI demand is gonna stop.
No, it's not.
I don't think so. So it's like even like the only major risk for Nvidia, for example, in this case, is China taking over Taiwan and then chip production coming to a halt. But I don't see that happening either. So it's like, because China is talking about, let's talk peace and let's strengthen trade ties. So would they want to take Taiwan in the middle of trying to make friends with everybody else in the world?
Look, even if China takes over Taiwan, I don't think so. Of course, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the short term, but I don't think China would take over Taiwan the same way Russia is trying to take over Ukraine, or a portion of Ukraine. I think it would be much more peaceful, because the reason China wants to take Taiwan is also because of the chips industry and the possibility to export whatever Taiwan is producing. So any takeover from China would not be an aggressive one. I think it's more if the US abandons Taiwan. Is something possible? Trump could be like, look, I don't care about Taiwan. We have now the chips industry here in the US. We have chips factories here. We have NVIDIA, TSMC, and the others already opening factories in the US. We don't need Taiwan anymore. We don't need to spend billions to protect Taiwan. This is something that could happen. So even if it happens, I don't think that, at least that risk doesn't make NVIDIA worth 20 times forward PE. It doesn't justify 20 times forward PE. It's priced like a utilities company, an American utilities company that doesn't grow at all. So
correct.
So that's
forward PE is sitting at 17 today. You know what I mean? Like 18. And it's growing at 50% expected this year, which I think is going to be higher, so probably 75.
Yeah, growth stocks are the first to take a hit. So I would say, in general, like, if you want to change a bit your portfolio, or if you want to shift slightly your strategy, I would say go look into growth stocks, because you have growth stocks that are priced exactly like non-growth stocks, 20 times PE, but they have 20% earnings growth every year since years, and will continue to have in the next years. So I would say go look into growth stocks that are priced at 20 PE. As simple as that. Go with the companies that sit on a lot of cash. So I can name a few. I can name NVIDIA, Amazon. They trade slightly above 20 still, but it's much more attractive than similar companies. And Dimitri, if he's watching us, I think he's going to hate me for saying this, but UNH, low growth, is trading at a similar PE. I would say it's not worth it. Go look into stocks that are growing very fast, that have a lot of cash, that are big. Those are now on an amazing discount.
Yeah. UNH, funny enough, like, if you look at it, just the growth it has had and like the jump it has had just now, it's sitting at 561. It's 37%, $37 today, 7.7% up today, So it's an interesting one. What about you, Mimi?
But with UNH, isn't it's one of those companies that definitely can weather like future downturns? Like, is that something that you guys are thinking about and preparing for as well in the future? As part of that, also Walmart is a part of that list, and it's just that those types of stocks. Given what we've already gone through, what do you guys think in terms
They've
of?
gotten so expensive. They've gotten so
in-
expensive. Costco got massively expensive.
Yeah.
Walmart got massively expensive. Like you're getting earnings ratios that are just growth. It's like you're expecting the company to grow massively when the reality is like, yeah, they're safety because people consume them still,
Yeah.
but they're not going to consume. I'm not going to buy 10 more times Coca-Cola because the stock markets went down.
So let me add just a little thing, not just there not to be a misunderstanding. So Walmart, Costco, UNH, defense stocks, they're all part of these they're all defensive stocks, and defensive stocks were really great to buy. But now that we had a sharp drop in growth stocks, in my opinion, the risk reward ratio has become much more attractive for growth stocks. So I would say now it's time to sell those defensive stocks. Those defensive stocks are great to have just before actually a market drops, because when the market drops, those stocks, they usually don't drop as much, or even they increase in price. So I would say now, in terms of portfolio shift, it makes sense to reduce your exposure to those and to increase your exposure to growth stocks. And then when growth stocks become overvalued again, trim those growth stocks and put the money back into UNH, Walmart, Costco. So this is what I would say in terms of portfolio shift now. But I'm gonna mute myself because I think I think you should also.
So
what's your portfolio shift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you making any changes at all? Any shifts or?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought Kim was asking you.
And-
For me, yeah.
Yeah, I was asking, but Nestor, I think he decided to ignore me today.
Oh, you asked me? Okay.
I mean, you're still 20% in Nvidia. I'm just saying.
Okay, because
you
the thing
haven't
is just
justified it yet.
do I think Nvidia's worth 90? Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Like, do I think Nvidia continue to grow? Yeah, like I'm still holding for the long term. Yeah, I should have sold a little bit of my position when I was sitting at 160.
But you said when it drops under 100, you're selling the house. I can see your house still in the background.
Correct.
So
it's like I'm looking. Like the thing is just like, yeah, it's like I'm looking to potentially increase, but then there's also like other stocks that are super interesting in this, because the thing is I still don't think we're out of the woods yet. So there is still value in Nvidia, but I need to understand a little bit of how the earnings will be affected for Nvidia. I don't think they'll be affected massively, but I don't think Nvidia sitting with this uncertainty is worth 160. But 120, it's a fair valuation for the stock, right? We've oversold. So look, I'm looking at Nvidia, and I like this. Like I'm gonna say some controversial names because I don't think you guys like would put me in this category. But it's like I'm looking at Bank of America. Bank of America is looking super appealing too, just for safety. As a safety play, like I don't think Bank of America collapses anytime soon. It like if we really get the recession, interest rates are gonna come down, and they're just gonna be able to give loans like crazy. Right? So they're going to make that difference. And Trump is looking to deregulate the banks. So Bank of America is looking very appealing for me. Intel right now, as an American producer for chips, is looking super interesting. Amazon, interestingly enough, I have a feeling that Amazon could benefit from the tariffs. Because let's say the tariffs increase the 30% that we see, and the prices really increase by 30%. They're going to make 15% on anything that gets sold on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where potentially we can see like Amazon take advantage of this market, So those companies I really like right now. And then it looks like I kicked Kim out, but it didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. But those are companies that right now are looking more appealing because they were the first ones to drop, right? Like a lot of people had a lot of profit in those companies, and we're seeing the money move to safety, but that money is going to have to find somewhere else. Yeah. That money is going to have to find somewhere else to go to. It's the truth. And I think like the safety trade where Apple was safety when the biggest tariffs are going to China. It was absurd. Like the market's irrationality in some of the moves that it was doing, it was crazy. Like how are we gonna how is Apple a safety play when China is getting tariffed more than 50%? It's insane. So the reality is that you have to understand. We first get clarity. When we get the clarity in exactly what's going to happen, you have to decide who are going to be the winners and who are going to be the losers, and be willing to shift your portfolio. Not when you choose individual stocks, you have to be willing to change those positions quickly, because those companies, you don't know what you don't know. This is something I said to my father. He likes Nvidia a lot, and he went into Nvidia all in, and I was like, Dad, you don't know what you don't know. And in this case, we didn't know that this could have the effects that it has had. Yeah, we had an idea tariffs were coming, but we just didn't see them to. No, I don't think anybody had in their notebook, oh, he's gonna go 50% to China, and like, over that, and even more, and even nobody had this. So it's like, this is a black swan, maybe a gray swan, maybe not a black swan yet. The question is what breaks after this? So companies like solid companies like Nvidia is a risk play. That's why I'm not increasing my position right now, but I do want to. When I get a little bit more clarity, I'm moving. JP Morgan, I'm moving into Nvidia. I'm moving like Walmart, Costco into Nvidia, like for sure. Like plays that were cash, I'm moving. And then like, yeah, I'm looking to trade. So I'm looking to buy TQQQs. I'm looking to buy a little bit of leverage here, because you can increase your portfolio size with the leverage a little bit. But yeah, get in, get out. You know what I mean? This leverage positions are not to hold long term. You have to be paying attention. You have to stay like conscious and make sure you make those moves quickly, because the market can give away all of the gains by tomorrow. If inflation comes bad to on Thursday, we give away all of the gains that we got. Easy. So, Mimi, it's your turn.
Okay. Look, in terms of my portfolio, nothing has really changed that much in terms of my outlook. In terms of, my goals, it's always been technology and AI, and particularly AI. Like a lot of us don't really understand or comprehend how that is going to take over our everyday lives. Right at this moment, I mean, I know we spoke, but the last time I spoke to you guys about it, between then and now, I can't live without ChatGPT. And I think a lot of us are in this, space at the moment where
100%.
everyday life, you go grocery shopping, you need to ask a question. You don't even Google anything anymore. People just ask ChatGPT, and that's just one of many, AI programs. So I don't have like specific companies just yet, but it's something I'm looking into. Humanoid robotics and all of that. I mean, give it a few years, and all of that will be taking over our lives. That's what I feel anyway. I'm investing in the future. I'm investing in, how technology shapes our behavior. What will we not be able to live without? That's where the money is. Crypto has always been, actively trade for me. There are cycles. Is there cycle still there? We don't know. But there's still a lot of clarity that we need over the next coming months. But yeah, in terms of my portfolio, it is going to be a mixed bag, but most definitely technology, AI, that kind of space, innovation.
So when I'm gonna hold you to this. So whenever you get clarity on the companies and sectors you want to invest in, and you get a little bit more of like written down the watch list, we need to record an episode.
Yes.
So have it live.
Yes,
because I'm sure everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know.
Yeah. It's
cool.
It's basically the space where a lot of us wanted to have gotten into crypto in the beginning. This is pretty much that beginning, but it's in the AI tech space. Okay.
Yeah, no, and AI is gonna continue to like. The thing is just like, I don't know if you guys have seen the ChatGPT, like the new image generators and the video Sora, for example. Like it's nuts. Like I want to do an episode on how we all use like AI right now in our day to day, and it's becoming like we are early adopters in this technology still. So this is where the money's made, So true, Timothy. Last but not least, my friend, let me know what you're doing with your portfolio, because we had a question about Solana.
Yeah.
Timothy, the Solana guru.
I sold all my altcoins last week. And my portfolio is very easy to understand. Stocks, I'm in it long term, no matter what. Corrections, bear markets, you won't see me selling stocks very easily. But for crypto, I like to have crypto altcoins, especially in uptrends. And right now, there's not much going on in crypto space. Many altcoins are still in downtrends. Even Bitcoin is technically in a weekly downtrend. It just made a new lower low yesterday. So that's the reason for me to tell I'm gonna stay on the sideline, jump in again when I see the trend shift. XRP, my level to hold was $2. Now that it failed $2, I think it's going much lower, or it should reclaim very, very quickly. But I prefer not to get into much crypto while there's so much uncertainty. I think you mentioned it again, Nestor, like earnings is still around the corner, and that's something that could impact stocks in the future. Maybe it's not the best way to try and predict how it's gonna react, but for me, that's okay for stocks, but for crypto, I don't want to take that risk anymore. I give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt to make a bounce when stocks are falling, and it failed. So I'm assuming that whenever stocks are gonna fall, Bitcoin is gonna follow along, and that doesn't that doesn't is that doesn't looks positive for altcoins, is what I want to say. Okay, so that's my take on altcoins. And you know, on a few episodes ago, we were saying Solana, when it breaks 180, I'm selling, and look at it now, it's now at 110. And I saw someone saying he bought Solana, but I'm actually now also in a bullish trade short term. But I still do think long term, within this year, I mean, it's gonna go lower.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see how people see that as well. Like I said, I'm cautious short term with crypto. You know, we don't really know what's happening at the moment. Very, very bullish long term. You have to think about it like, I've been thinking about Solana quite a bit, and everyone thinks it's going to die. But and also the meme super cycle, all the meme coins. But the thing is, like, human nature is human nature. And you know, I actually just sit and just think about it for like so long. I really think that there will be a shift in sentiment once there is some positive news, macro data is in line with, you know, what we expect, and the meme coins are going to come back, unfortunately and fortunately, for the sector. People are going, the communities are just way too strong. Like the psychology around it is just way too strong. And so if memes come back, so does Solana. And that's my take on it. And I'll be adding more Solana to the portfolio when the time comes.
Yeah, and it's also interesting just the development, you know. Apparently Solana is stealing a lot of developers from Ethereum as well. That's one of the podcast episodes that I did with Steven, you know, which is in the channel. So make sure you like and subscribe. Sorry for, you know, shameless plug, like there's no tomorrow. Anything else you guys would like to add, you know, now that we're sitting here? Julian says, if we compare the E-mini Dow Jones, it's the same as crypto. So it's like, you know, you're seeing like there is some correlation between crypto, I would say. Like stocks and crypto, definitely see the correlation. The ease of access for cryptocurrencies, I do think that it was like a lot easier, but it's getting about the same with stocks now. You don't need a lot of money to invest in stocks either. So it's interesting. You know, it's gonna be like a very interesting paradigm coming into the end of 2025 for sure. I do like some projects are going to change the world. I do believe that, you know. But it's interesting also because like I do like the way that you're focusing on this because, for example, like one of the companies that I really like is Mara, like a crypto miner, like a Bitcoin miner, and they are switching between AI compute and crypto compute, you know. So it's like it seems it's where everybody's heading. It's just, you know, it's like I want to do an episode on how we use like all of the tools that we use, you know, even though sometimes it messes up. Like one thing that I like to like that I really like, it's like this is as worse as it's ever gonna be. So if you don't know, if you're not using it or getting better with it, you're staying behind for sure. For sure.
For sure. For sure.
You know? Yeah. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. We have still 20 people watching, which is fantastic.
Nice.
You know, So make sure you hit that like, share the content. If you find it likely, we're trying to figure out which day is better. We're probably gonna do a little like poll on eToro to see whether Tuesdays or Thursdays is best. I'm down to do both. you know, just to kind of like keep our communities engaged with everything. And yeah, make sure you check out our portfolios because it's free. You can see what compositions we're holding, what trades we were actually making actively. And if you feel that you just like our perspective or like the way we think, make sure you copy our portfolios as well. All of the links are in the description below, or they will be because I'm not sure if they are right now. Anything else you guys would like to add? Because now we're in the deep end. We are in the deep end.
If people have questions, I don't know.
Yeah.
Any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We are paying attention. So
I think the psychology
So psychology.
psychology part of investing is very, very important.
yes, I wanted to ask Mimi about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, Timothy. Sorry, I caught you.
No, just like don't forget why you are investing. I mean, are you here for the long term? Then you should be accepting that stocks are very volatile and they can swim to the upside and the downside very sharply. But in the end, when a company has strong earnings, a huge moat, low debt, and is growing 20% like Akim is saying every year over year, then the stock price is likely to follow its value, and it will continue to go up in the long term. Not in a straight line, but it will continue to go up in 5, 10, 20 years. So keep that in mind before selling. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, do you guys have any, I mean, how do you guys deal with these types of events? Either the black swans, the COVID, the FTX, for crypto, war, inflation, all of that. I think a lot of people, I mean, for me, I feel for people who are new to investing and trading as well. We're all used to it by now, but if you're new to it, it's a really hard pill to swallow, and it doesn't just end in a day. Thinking that Friday was it wasn't. And so,
Yeah.
any advice do you guys have in terms of how to deal with that?
Usually for me, it's like whenever I see panic in the markets, it's like, okay, let's figure out what's going on first. Okay.
Mm.
And then let's see what the impacts are, right? I don't make any rash decisions until I fully know how this will impact my portfolio, the companies that I'm holding, and if there's a fundamental shift, right? In this case, there could be a fundamental shift, but that fundamental shift could be stopped at any second as well, right? So you have that double-sided coin in this case, right? But you have to understand, and you have to, okay, like, why did I buy this company? I bought this company because it's selling chips. Do I think chips are going to be disrupted? Like, I don't think so yet, because the United States cannot stay away from that, right? So then I hold my chip companies. It's like, oh, they're going to stop buying chips. No, you're going to have to pay whatever Nvidia asks for them, whatever TSMC asks for them. So in technologies like this, or in investments like this, you have to know your why you're investing in this, and then the picture around it changes, and you make decisions if your picture has changed, not the picture outside, but the picture inside. So that's at least for me,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we need to take into consideration like the overall picture and what's happening around the world. But I mean, everybody knows all about controlling your emotions and not to trade and invest with emotion. But yeah.
To be honest, I was like so excited actually when I saw the stocks dumping 5% after hours. I was smiling. I was like, it's been like 3 years that I haven't bought so many stocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the only time you can really make the biggest returns, when things drop so fast, and it's gonna rebound eventually if you buy the right stocks. Then that's the perfect opportunity. And okay, maybe stocks are going lower, but that's not an issue. You should always leave some cash to buy even at lower levels. But I was really excited, like, oh my God, it's going to levels not seen since 2022. So that's once in a multi-year experience. It's now to grab that opportunity and start buying discounts. Like it's going to I don't know, the Boss shop or some other fancy Louis Vuitton shop buying things at 50% discount. I mean,
Yeah.
why should
You're
you
buying
ignore
gold
that?
at you're buying gold and Black Friday. You know what I mean, or Black Monday in this case.
So I
Yeah.
was excited.
There is a reason.
Yeah.
There, you know, it's funny. If you look at a dartboard, the bullseye and the triple 20s, they're both red. Eh? So most of the points you get when it's red. Eh? It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, like all
Yeah.
seasoned investors get excited when the market dumps. It's like, okay, like has the picture changed? No. Okay, boom. This has changed. This one is not just like that. It's not just go blindly, but if you go solid companies, you know, the ones that we've spoken to here today, bam. Akeem,
Yeah.
anything you want to add? Oh, can I hear you?
Oh,
You're muted.
Mike,
Hello, hello.
no voice, no voice.
no.
No voice. No. Okay.
No, Nestor, wait, one more thing. Like,
Tell me.
these bear markets we've seen in the last 5 years. There's been like 3 official bear markets. Yeah, you had this one yesterday, then 2022, and then COVID. It's very unusual to have so many bear markets in such a short notice. But what's impressive is that it's induced by politics, not really by the economy. Like future bear markets, we had recessions, we had
Pandemic.
all flashing lights. Yeah, the pandemic was induced by the lockdown, also politics. So I wouldn't classify that really as a true economic crisis.
Agreed.
So yeah, that was something I was thinking of. Like, are we heading into an area where stocks crash every 3 to 4 years, maybe?
Well, we do get the cycles. We do get the cycles. Akeem, I hear your mic coming back to
Yeah,
life. Oh, your beautiful voice is here. Your beautiful voice is here. Let's go.
Nestor, I suspect you're muting me from time to time.
Yeah, of course, of course.
From a psychological perspective, I just wanted to add a point. I think it's good to have paper and a pen and to write the way you're feeling, even if it's just a few sentences, the way you're feeling when everything is rising and when everything is falling. So you can look back and then see how many emotions actually you have during these price actions. And then when you move away from that point in time, you see that the chart is just rising, when you zoom out, it's just rising. Of course, there's some dips, but those dips are tiny compared to the level of emotions, panic, and all those emotions you have. So I had a colleague who called me last week. She put everything on Nvidia at $140, so all the family savings.
No.
It's not me who gave the recommendation, but maybe she heard Nestor.
Oh no.
She put everything in Nvidia.
I wish I was that popular, but I ain't.
And she was planning to buy a house this year, and unfortunately, Nvidia, the price is where it is. And I think the worst you can do now is panic sell at 40 or 45% loss. It doesn't make sense. Nvidia is cheap now; it will continue growing. Better times will return. And the analysts, they will also change their price targets. All the analysts, their price targets was $200 per share. Now, very conveniently, they reduced it to 120.
Of course, after it drops, it's super easy to know that the stock wasn't valued that much.
Right. So,
of course.
So I know that it feels like stocks will never return to the level they were, and those analysts, they don't really help with the price targets that they keep adjusting. But keep that conviction. Companies, good companies, solid companies with earnings and a lot of cash, they will hit new all-time highs. Nvidia will hit new all-time high very soon. When I say very soon, it could be next year. It could be even this year, who knows? But have patience. And there is one thing that we say in French. So I will say it in French first. Acheter au son du canon et vendre au son du violon. So what this means
Voila.
in English, if we translate, it means you buy when there are cannons on the street and you sell on the music of violin. Usually we say buy when there's blood on the street, right? So buy when you hear the sound of cannon, when the world is ending, when everyone is just saying, oh, stocks will continue dropping, everything will fall. This is actually the best moment to buy. And then when everyone is playing violin and bragging about the profits they made and being like, look, I made 100% this year, this is the best time actually to sell and to go more into more conservative plays. So don't panic. Even if you're down 20%, 30%, 40, 50%, if you have quality assets, they will rebound. Just be patient. And the convictions you had 6 months ago, try to remember why you bought those assets. And if you bought them for bad reasons, because you follow the hype, or because you bought a meme coin, or you bought a Trump coin,
So what do you?
you should question yourself.
Yeah.
And of
What do you
course,
think
your
of Trump
portfolio.
coin? We got a question. We got a question in the chat. Trump coin? Question mark. Are you a buyer, a seller, or stay the hell away from it? In all honesty, I just make fraud great again. I mean, that's
Look,
Donald Trump's slogan.
Look, it's very tempting. I mean, the founder of the coin is currently the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world. So, there is, so even though it's a meme coin, there is some fundamentals. I mean, the main fundamental is that the founder
He's
is
president, yeah.
president of the United States, right? So it can make sense to have the Trump coin in a well balanced portfolio. Just don't go all
But
in.
it has to be small. Like that's the thing. That's
it has
important.
to be a small
because,
exposure.
Yeah, because your friend. This is something that like usually that I advise to my clients is like you have to have a plan. You can't just go all in hoping you're going to become a billionaire in a week or two. You have to have a plan, right? So it's like allocate, and it's like if you think Trump coin could be something that is going to explode in value, let's say, don't bet the whole farm on it. If it's really going to go 1,000,000% up, just put $1,000 and see what happens. Opportunities in the market come and go all the time. And also, let me ask you this, and I want to get your thoughts really quickly on this, just as we're ending. Do you think Trump is trading this? He's 100% trading. Like his companies, his son on the side. Like what? You think he doesn't tell his son, "Hey, I'm about to crash the market, buy," or sell it all? Like 100%. Like if he did that just before Trump with Trump coin, I don't put it away from him. Like I don't discard it. I think he's definitely manipulating a bit.
So I don't. Yeah, go ahead, Mimi. Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, I don't think Donald Trump is trading anything at the moment, simply because when he's not appearing on TV or doing politics, he's playing golf. He's doing one or the other. However, people around him, for sure, they're trading. So JD Vance, the VP, I am sure he's trading. His son, I'm sure he's trading. And of course, they are aware of of what's being discussed. That they will retaliate against China. Yeah.
Sure.
So people around Donald Trump, for sure. Donald Trump himself, I don't think that he trades the market long and short.
No,
and
but he probably has, like all of his assets managed by someone else, and he's just like, "Hello, guys." I send a message on Signal or Telegram, be like, "Hey, guys." You know, so I don't know. I don't put it past him for a second. Like for sure he's doing it.
I
Like
think
there's
he
a way
was.
he's benefiting.
I think he was trading until the inauguration, but I think since inauguration he's not. But this is just speculating.
Hey, I mean, it's hearsay. Like I don't have any proof. No,
Yeah.
America, I do not know. I don't know if Trump is trading. Okay, FBI, I like Donald Trump sometimes. I wish him the best for America. Long live America. Also President Xi. Long live President Xi. But yeah, anything else you guys would like to add?
I mean, I just wanted to say, like, stay away from social media as much as possible. You know, particularly Twitter. I mean, like for people like us, PIs especially, we do need to get a bit of a gauge of sentiment and everything. But oh my gosh, it just will send you spinning the amount of rubbish that is out there.
Yeah.
The narratives, the fear mongering. It's just it causes a lot of panic. So stay away. Just stay away as much as possible, and just fact check everything. So that's really it.
It's quite funny what you're saying actually, because just last night I was thinking if I was not active on eToro is the social trading platform. I wonder if I would have the same. So of course I have emotions, right? I also have panic when I see like the market falling 5%, my portfolio in the pre-market also minus 5%. So of course it's normal, right? But I don't act on those emotions. But I'm wondering if I was trading on a platform that didn't have that social component, would I feel the same way? Because I think eToro users, they potentially more emotional when they trade on eToro because of that social component. And just as Mimi said, one of the best things you can do is to disconnect from social media when it's just too much, So it's very helpful. Me as an investor, it's very helpful to feel the market and to see how people are feeling. And I like this part of sharing, discussing. I think you learn really a lot on eToro, and that's why for me it's the absolute best platform out there. But in times of panic, I think the best thing you can do is just disconnect. Don't take any actions, don't take any decisions. If you're not buying calmly, so not panic buying, but buying calmly, if you're not able to stay calm and buy, just disconnect. This is the best thing you can do. I mean, this is what Mimi was basically saying. It's just take a step back from social media.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I want to thank everybody. I also want to say sorry for messing up the live stream, to all the viewers. I'm hoping we did it. Like, it was a great, I think it was a great, episode, but
yeah,
and
good
for
would have been
stopping
even better if we,
and for stopping my mic multiple times.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
For censoring me.
I'm calling Jeff Bezos. It's okay. I'm calling Jeff Bezos, and he's talking to Warren Buffett and canceling the mic on your side. So it's okay. Elon is disconnecting the Starlink. No, but it's good. It's good, guys. And well, thank you, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Also, if you have, some of the things that are coming up in the channel in the future, I want to do Beyond the Bull episodes with each one of you. And I also want to break down, this is the Mimi episode, I want to break down what companies you're buying and selling. Because I forgot to mention, but in a personal portfolio, I bought Nike.
No, Nestor, no.
I bought Nike.
That's such
I'm
a
up
bad
5%
decision.
of my Nike trade. of my Nike trade. Get in, get out, quick. Just do it, baby.
Okay.
Just do it. But the Nike trade, Vietnam and Cambodia tariffs were they were bro, Americans don't want to make shoes anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they want the cool things. They want the cool things.
I mean, they tariff the penguins also in the South Pole.
Yeah,
they don't want fish anymore.
They had it coming. Yeah. They're taking too much advantage of America. America cannot live like this. America will be free
Nike,
from the money and the assets. Many people call it liquidation day.
Hey, Nike, you need to close us up. It was already a bad company, and now with the tariffs, it's.
But
it was already
I think some of the tariffs are there as a joke. the penguins tell me that some of them are there to negotiate and some of them are there to stay. China is there to stay, in my opinion, and the fact that they retaliated, this is just gonna become a problem going down the line. But again, like Bank of America, companies like Bank of America, I should have bought more. You know what I mean? Like now I'm in the boat that it's like that position size should have been a lot bigger, but companies like that, companies that have no sense, like, you know, going, it's like, what, we're not going to sell in America? Okay, but somebody's going to sell in America. And if they print money, who takes advantage of this? But yeah, so stay tuned. Make sure that's what's coming in the channel. Check out our portfolios again. And you guys are great. You guys are fantastic. Super active chat, you know, awesome guys. I need to put Dimitris as administrator here, add as a moderator here. Bam. Dimitri's a moderator now. And whenever you guys come into the chat, because yeah, any questions, make sure you ask us in the eToro or put it in the comments below. I'm more than happy to make sure that all of these guys answer the questions. And yeah, happy investing, guys. Like, you know, this is being an interesting one. It's kept us active for sure. You know, I've aged like 3 years, but that's normal. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's part of the process. It's part of the game. All right. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna press stop, but it's not gonna stop because that's how it works. Funny enough, that this time I press stop, and this time I pressed stop, and it actually stopped the stream. But remember, last time it didn't stop the stream, and I don't think it will this time around either. So
we're still live.
I know we're still live. I know it's like the one time that I needed not to actually not stop streaming, it does. So yeah. Now it should be ending. So now it should be done.